Yo, what is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family? Back again with another daily Casper and crypto live stream. Hopefully, you're all having a very good weekend so far. And I'm not sure if it's around the world, but I know at least in the UK, it is Bank Holiday Monday tomorrow. So, for those who are also going to have a slightly longer holiday, 3-day weekend, then hopefully you're enjoying either your time off or your time learning more. With that being said, of course, we're still going to be here every single day regardless of the holiday, the period of time, and right now things are still going according to plan, with the market still going through a corrective cycle as you know, in conjunction to our predictions as of the last couple of days. And with what we have coming up for Casper tomorrow, of course, we are all very optimistic that we are going to see a lot of very big things coming for Casper very soon. Price action wise, again, I do believe it'll be a little bit lackluster, at least for the immediate short term, and potentially even some pullbacks, but we have nothing to be worried about right now. And in fact, I am doing the liberty once again to share some of my institutional insight that I share and showcase to my VIPs in this community here. We're going to be going through a paper from State Street, which we went through earlier today in our executive roundtable. Of course, we went through a lot of very other critical, influential documents as well from the Rothschild family. In fact, I made a post about that on my YouTube channel, on my in the community page earlier today. Papers that have went through the Rothschild family, Citibank, State Street, and so on and so forth. A lot of things confirming what's coming to us very soon. And we're going to go through one of them today to once more just indicate why we may see some short-term pullbacks, but inevitably we are still in an extremely strong position. Very strong. And in fact, I'm making an altcoin video as well. We'll go live later today. That's going to be analyzing 5 crypto assets that I believe will do very well in the short term as well. But if you enjoy these content, this stream every single day, then as always, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more, because we are on the cusp of literal generational wealth. We are extremely fortunate, extremely early, and we have nothing but excitement ahead of us. I mean, again, pullbacks are expected, but for the most part, nothing but excitement ahead of us. Welcome back everyone once again to the channel. DC, your first brother, welcome back, my man. Go see you too, hello. And you too, brother Casper, going to 0. I completely disagree, and there's too many sources to suggest why it won't go to 0, and it's going to do very well. But of course, we'll get through all of that throughout this stream as always. Welcome back, Divas Me, hope you're doing very well. And you too, yes, go to welcome back, brother. Alejandro, $1. Yes, I think Casper could potentially reach $1 this cycle. I'm not going to give price predictions per se, but I don't see why $1 is not possible. Being a $26 billion market cap, not too out of the realm of possibility. Right now, we can see Casper has had 26.12 billion supply mined, total supply. Therefore, if Casper to reach $1, you'd have to see a $26.12 billion market cap, which I do see as a possibility for Casper, truth be told. And how much higher, or even if it even gets there, again, that's for you to determine as your own investor. Right now, volume for Casper looking a little bit lackluster, 57.98 million, but I'm not too surprised. Right now, there's not really any catalyst to drive volume and price to Casper. Well, 10 BPS is coming out, which is big, but again, for me, that's a foundation building block, not a price pumper and a volume driver. But that will soon change with the release of stablecoins and smart contracts coming to Casper very shortly after this hard fork activation. We are extremely close now. Okay. What about Casper 10 PS now? Casper 10 PS is coming out tomorrow, but once more again, that is a foundation building block. That's not a price pumper, you know? Like, not everything's got to... We're no longer in a FOMO-driven market for crypto or for Casper as a whole. All of this pump here was based on what's coming to Casper, the hype around it, and the exchange listings and whatnot. All of this was just FOMO. But now, Casper's come down quite a long way. But if you think about it from an actual technical standpoint, look at every other major project in this space. Look at Ethereum, look at Sui, look at Seed, look at Tau, look at, Cardano, all these other projects in a similar time frame, in fact smaller. Casper's come down from all-time high to its local bottom of 73% in a 9-month period. Every other project did the same thing, but only in 3 months. So all Casper did was a longer pull. Casper did the same pullback over a longer period of time, but otherwise there's no difference. in regard to the price action side of things. And technically speaking, from a fundamental standpoint, Casper is stronger. The one thing that every single layer 1 is trying to attest to and create is the fastest layer 1 in history. Speed. It's always about speed and cheap. And Casper is the quickest, or will be the quickest and the cheapest tomorrow. That is not speculation, that is fact. You can see here, final stretch now. We are only 24 hours, in fact less than that now. We are 19 hours and 53 minutes away from the Crescendo hard fork activation. And here is a visualizer showcasing Casper right now at 1 BPS, with Hyperliquid superseding that, and Solana superseding that. But with 10 BPS, Casper is head and shoulders above everything else. Head and shoulders, nowhere even close. So we're going to see considerably more speed for Casper in that regard in terms of block time, which is very, very, very big. Now, there is a post here which is to take into account as well that there's a mistake some people are making with the upcoming Crescendo hard fork, thinking that Casper will be able to process, or will be processing 3,000 transactions per second, which is not entirely accurate. It means that Casper is capable of doing that, but we still need the adoption to come through first. So Casper will be able to handle that, but it won't be, we'll reach that tomorrow. It will take time. But again, this is what's coming to Casper, why it's so very big. And of course, hardware requirements will be important as well to see what Casper can also handle as well. And what's also important as well to understand is that Casper right now is 91% mined, which is really, really good. 91%, so we're reaching closer and closer to that supply shock era, where the demand is going to start rallying more and more and supply is not going to be able to keep up. Therefore, the price will explode as a result. Casper is deflationary with a yearly halving cycle. Only 2.6 billion Casper can enter circulation going forward now. And with the significant growth I'm going to show you in a moment, we're about to see in crypto, Casper is going to see probably one of the strongest supply shocks out of all of the crypto projects. You have to wonder about the mentality of someone who waits for a Casper live stream to then deploy extremely poor trolling, tragic. I mean, people are going to say what they want to say. At the end of the day, it doesn't bother me. I've got people in the free Discord server, like Adonis, shout out my man, who continuously trolls in that community as well, say that Casper's a terrible asset. And I know he's joking. And, I refuse to, rise to it. And I know he's joking. Some people I can tell they're joking, some people I don't know, but I don't see the reason to rise to it. All I can do is just give my logical reasons for disputing the claim. Casper going to zero, it logically makes no sense, because it's very, very deflationary, and there are people who are keeping this project up despite the pullbacks. Casper went through 70% pullback. We have seen that in the past for Casper already. So it's nothing new. We've seen very large pullback for Casper already in its value. So it's not new to us at all. And we've seen other assets who have come down more than that, Look at Ethereum. Ethereum from its all-time high right now, which is number 2 asset, it's down also, it came down 70%. Right now it's still down 62%. And even from its local top, Ethereum came down 66%, and it's currently down 56%. So, and that's Ethereum's number 2. Of course, again, this is just purely from a price action standpoint. From a fundamental standpoint, it's different entirely. But, the FUD you get for Casper is only based around TA. That's literally all I ever see it about. And that's why I don't really take any notice or any serious, acknowledgement of the claim that Casper is going to go to zero, because there's no logic to support that claim. Nothing behind it. It's got no adoption. Yeah, cool. But you're going to see a lot more coming through very, very soon. Not on the day tomorrow, 10 BPS hard fork activation. Not on this day, but you're going to see so much more coming through it. Like the opcode for stablecoins, like the soon release of the public testnet for Casplex, and then the mainnet pretty soon after that as well. You're going to see a lot more adoption coming through very soon. And we still haven't even got second wave of institutional adoption in here yet. We're still extremely early. So before I get into more questions and whatnot, I'm going to be covering some more sources. I'll get to some more Casper content in a moment, like this stuff here. But I want to quickly cover in some of the macro news for today. So one thing that's also very, very interesting here is that Coinbase has unveiled a new Bitcoin commercial, which is, it's good to see, again, more publicity being brought to crypto and Bitcoin. Very, very cool. But what I want to really, really cover as a little bit of alpha for you all, and maybe even an incentive for you guys to check out the VIP group, is this institutional document here from State Street Global Advisors SPDR. Digital assets, the next frontier for markets and investors. For those who are unaware, State Street are a global leader across investment servicing, marketing, and financing. And they have 11.5% of the world's financial assets flowing through their trading corridors. So, every single payment you see happening all around the world right now, State Street amount to over a tenth of that. So they are a vital part of the global financial economy and economy in general. And they release an institutionalized document highlighting what is coming to us this year and years to follow. Talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, tokenization, mining, staking, blockchain technology, etc., etc. Talking about crypto, talking about the history and timeline of digital asset evolution, how we've seen it shift from, back in the mid 1970s to 1930s to then seeing the financial crash where Bitcoin was created, and then seeing the evolution of that to then only last year being when the SEC approved the listing and trading of spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. And that is only those two assets. We still haven't seen the likes of, XRP ETFs, Solana ETFs, Hedera HBAR ETFs, Litecoin ETFs, Dogecoin ETFs, potentially, in my belief, inevitably Casper ETFs as well. When? No idea why, but we are still extremely, extremely early. This document goes into a lot of detail, and I'm going to be posting this later on in my community as well. So I'll get into that part later on, but we can even see here. Figure 5, cryptocurrencies rank as the third best asset class for attractive risk-adjusted returns in the next 3 years, from now until 2028, to effectuate the next cycle. They have the best risk-adjusted returns. That is huge, huge news. Only above that is private equity and US equities, which I would argue with the diminishing of the dollar, actually cryptocurrency is top now. It's above real estate. It's at the level of possibilities for crypto is unfathomable right now. The level of adoption we're going to be seeing is unbelievable. We are seeing the growth of ETFs, Bitcoin ETF flows with the Bitcoin issuance. We're seeing a supply shock with Bitcoin already, and that's going to grow a lot more when you get regulatory frameworks coming through. And we just go a little bit far down, we can see here what's on the horizon for digital assets. Anna Paglia, who's the Chief Business Officer of State Street Global Advisors, sat down with Mike Novogratz, CEO of Galaxy Asset Management, for an incisive conversation on why digital assets may hold the power to further democratize finance and economies in the years to come. Anna highlights what's next on the horizon for digital assets. As adoption of digital assets accelerates, what impacts do you think may surprise people? We have two quotes here, or a quote here in regards to that from Mike saying, "We're at an inflection point where digital assets are becoming integral to the future of finance. The institutions that recognize this and move early will capture market share and innovation, and those that don't, they may face challenges to catch up or, worse off, risk becoming obsolete." So that's already confirmation, one of many in this article here, this document, this research paper, highlighting that those of us who are early in crypto, so even us as retailers right now, we are in a prime position. Banks, the mad, smart money, the powerful individuals who don't even adopt the technology, they risk becoming obsolete. They risk going to zero. And then in response to the question of what needs to happen for digital assets to go mainstream, how do we invest, vehicles like the ETF wrapper help, we're at the early stages of this evolution, but DeFi and blockchains are poised to democratize finance in ways we haven't seen before. Again, that's another massive quote there from Mike Novogratz highlighting what is coming to the space, how early we are, and the fact that there's still a lot in this space we have not witnessed or seen before. That DeFi and blockchain is going to transform this space. And then we go down to Anna, who of course works for State Street, so you could argue therefore Mike has more understanding of crypto, I'd argue, than Anna would, but Anna, again, works for State Street, so again, very big deal. And I've been talking about how should TradFi institutions be thinking about adapting their offerings to tap the potential of digital assets, and why. Mike highlights here, with the approval of spot ETF and Ethereum ETFs earlier this year, and with an increased availability of funds delivering targeted exposure to blockchain companies and crypto futures, investors can now access digital assets through familiar and regulated financial products. So again, highlighting that the TradFi rails coming to crypto will be beneficial for seeing more capital flowing very, very quickly. And then the biggest one here: how might increased access to and stability of digital assets impact the way people save, invest, and plan for their financial futures? For institutions, this moment presents a strategic opportunity. Digital assets are primed to become a mainstream component of the investment landscape. Those who recognize and adapt to this change may be well positioned for the future. Digital assets, crypto, stablecoins, they are going mainstream and will become an integral part, a mainstream component of investing. Again, going all the way back up to it, again, highlighting that it is the third best ranked attractive risk-adjusted returns in the next 3 years cryptocurrency. This is how early we are. And there's going to be a capitulation of crypto in the future. Many going to zero that are either copycats or other ones that aren't as efficient, other ones that are purely just rug pull and scams, that don't follow regulations, that aren't compliant. Casper is most definitely not one of them, because they are decentralized at its base layer. They are releasing technology that is going to be as superior, if not more so, than every other infrastructure layer one in this space. And when Casper Silver highlights here that the most exciting application he's looking for Casper following the hard fork is stablecoins, I could not agree more. And we have a lot more institutional insight that we actually covered later or earlier on, even in our VIP executive roundtable, which we did earlier today, which covered exactly why stablecoins for Casper is going to be so big as well, alongside this document and many other institutionalized documents as well, covering what's coming to the space, how much money we're going to see flowing to the space as well. Even banks confirming that you should not be holding cash anymore. Not joking. You can check that out for yourself. Links are down below in the description. Also in the homepage as well. We do weekly live streams every Sunday. We also do buy and sell alerts for trading, learning education as well, learning how to do risk management, and even then the visual tutorials. So there's so much more that we provide in that community. You can go check it out. 7-day free trial as well. Check out for free. Link down below in the description, and also again in the homepage. And I might come back to the document again later on, but this is again alpha confirmation, the information that we cover in our VIP group of what is coming to this space, how early we are, and what sort of adoption we're going to end up seeing happening over the next 3 years. And it's taking place this year. It's all taking place this year. In fact, it took place last year with the launch of Bitcoin ETFs at 2024, and it's only going to accelerate more and more over the next 3 years. We are extremely, extremely early. And bigger confirmations come from the fact that they're waiting for regulatory frameworks once again. Which again, if you want to find out more about that sort of stuff, go to check out the VIP group. Again, links are below in the description, also on the homepage as well. You can join for free. Check it out for a week. If it's not up to you, you don't like what we provide in there, by all means cancel. That's perfectly fine. But if you do, then consider signing up, because what we provide in there is trying to get ahead of the game and capitalize on the institutionalized sentiment in crypto, and knowing how we can best stay ahead and capitalize on this market, what they are looking for. What they are looking for is the key factor. That's where all the money is going to go towards. That's partly also why I still hold centralized assets. My biggest conviction is Casper, and I do deem it's going to do very, very well, in the cycle and inevitably going forward as well. But I hedge some of my bets in other assets as well, like Sui, like Tau, like XRP, like C, because what they're also releasing is equally just as mind-blowing. And I'm going to be releasing a video later today, which will also go into that as well, alongside some other altcoins that I think we're going to do very, very well in the short term as well. Now, I do predict, again, it's not financial advice, we may see some pullbacks in the immediate short term, which I did highlight in my stream yesterday, based on Trump releasing his new World Liberty coin that could see, not to the same level, but a repeat of what we saw when Trump launched the Trump coin, which saw a 20% correction in Casper and 15% in Sui and 20% in C. Like, altcoins got bled quite badly. So I think World Liberty coin could do something similar, maybe a 10% correction or something, 15% correction. Again, we'll have to wait and see. Which for Casper right now, if we did see, let's just say, a 20% again, that's bringing us down only to, 7.5 cents. So that's actually not too bad comparatively. Now, how far back we go, again, we'll have to wait and see. C Crypto, our experienced trader, did give his insight on what we'd like to see over the coming, few days or so, which again, VIP group, go and check it out because we spoke about it in our roundtable earlier as well. And we now have our conviction, hopefully, in what we're going to see in the immediate short term for Casper and crypto as well. But again, this is what we're looking forward to. And again, Casper is in a prime position right now to see a lot of a big adoption. And as Casper highlights here, stablecoin is going to be very, very big. We have confirmation from Casplex that they're releasing new node indexes for opcodes that will allow the release and launching of stablecoins on Casper on the 5th of May, tomorrow, at the same time as the Crescendo activation. Now, he did also confirm that the numerous stablecoin issuers like Circle, like Tether and more, who are in contact with Casper, he didn't name names on who exactly, but he did state that some of them are happy with just launching on opcodes, some of them are waiting for smart contracts. So there's a good chance, I'm not sure how exactly soon, but there's a good chance that we'll see some stablecoins coming out within this first 2 months before July. I like to believe we'll see some stablecoins issued on Casper, and then we'll see the rest of them launched on Casper following smart contracts and ZK opcodes that are coming out Q3, worst case Q4 of this year, which, telling you now, that's not going to be cycle top. Or at least, it's not going to be too late for the cycle top. Not too late at all, because, once more, as we do also get into more detail in the VIP group, we've analysed 2 incoming market top indicators, which I'm going to highlight. I've highlighted them both already in the past on this channel. I'll do it again now, but we'll get into more detail there, which is the regulatory frameworks and also Swift as well. And August looks like a very, very good time frame, and equally November as well, which I'll come back to that though in a moment. But I'm going to answer questions real quickly as well. But again, this is looking very, very bullish for the markets. Tomorrow is big Wednesday for Crescendo, right? Tomorrow is the launch of Crescendo, and then Wednesday, of course, is the FOMC meeting as well, which will be big. Now, I'm not expecting rate cuts on the 7th of May on the Wednesday, the FOMC meeting, but I'm hopeful we'll see Jerome Powell be very, very hawkish, so indicating, therefore, potentially we see some rate cuts in June. I'm hopeful, but it's one of them ones because we did see negative GDP last quarter, which is a worrying sign for recession. But all the indicators and macroeconomic developments suggest that we are still in we're in a stagnant economy, but it's still growing. So the economy is stagnating, but the non-farm payroll data that came out on Friday, we saw the same level of inflation, of unemployment even, 4.2%, but that's because the government employment had dropped. But actually, the ones that kind of go to the lower class, if you will, the healthcare elements and the transportation elements and those education, those jobs actually increased quite a lot, and 30,000 more than expected. So we're seeing more jobs created, which is good. So that's a good factor. So I'm hopeful that Jerome Powell will be like, okay, so we got negative GDP, which means we should be considering stepping in to stop a potential recession, as that's their job. But as we're seeing the jobs increase still, that is therefore an indicator that we don't need to step in just yet. So we're not going to do it this month, we might do it next month. And then they're going to probably determine what they're going to do on the 18th of June or 17th of June, when the next FOMC meeting is, based on the 13th of May inflation data. Because if that inflation is not that high, which I'm hopeful it won't be too high, that could be therefore a good indicator that Jerome Powell will be like, okay, it's not too high, which is, they're waiting for their 2% inflation to come back. It's still not there just yet. But if it's not too high, then they may be able to start cutting rates in preparation. Inflation keeps coming down as well. So we'll have to wait and see. So yes, 7th of May is going to be a very, very big time. Shai made a YouTube video. Yes, Shai. I have not had the liberty of listening to it just yet, but Shai did announce his first Casper Deep Dive episode on his channel, which, I'll be linking this down below in my community as well. It's a 60-minute YouTube video. So, the boons of high... He basically goes into the detail of the benefits and boons of higher block per second. So, I'll be listening through to that probably later today and tomorrow, and probably covering it tomorrow, shortly after the Crescendo hard fork happens. Again, there's a lot of benefits to what's coming to Casper as well. And again, it'll make Casper deemed much more appealing for launching stablecoins and smart contracts as well. as Casper's chain will be significantly faster than everything else in terms of block speed. And with its decentralized nature, like it is just going to be a safer chain all around, in my belief. Skip that question. That explains the price action then. Wondering what stupidity he's unleashed on the pricing this time. Yeah, for the looks of it, it looks like Trump. I mean, I did post this yesterday in my community. I did post it that Casper. So I lost train of thought. Oh yeah, that Trump is going to be releasing. I'll load the post up right now. Actually, Trump's going to be releasing his World Liberty coin apparently next week. So that could explain why we are seeing pullbacks right now. Anticipation. Because what happened to last time was Trump's meme coin. It came out, and in the first 2 days we saw, a lot of the altcoins drop 20% in value in 2 days, which is insane. But what's also very interesting was shout out to Kryptoni for this scoop, which I'm going to load the picture up here. We can see this is currently the social media dominance, and we can see Casper right there. It's amongst one of the bigger ones, and why that's important to me is because Casper's only a 3-year-old project, and people continuously highlight Casper has terrible marketing. Continuously, yet its social media dominance is one of the highest in crypto. So that is in and of itself insane, that Casper's got such a strong presence with terrible marketing and only being 3 years old. It's not got the benefits of being a Trump coin with Trump backing or, VC backing, whatever it may be. It's purely organic and has one of the highest dominance in social media presence, which is a very big deal. We moon yet, not yet Wing Hong, but in due time, I'm sure. Yes, we all cashed out. Oh, yeah, joking. Okay. What's up, Nade Hupper? Y9 Sensor? Basically, I believe it's because the market is just going through a corrective period. I think people are maybe feeling a little bit bearish for the upcoming FOMC meeting. But it might potentially be a reason for it. I think it more so might be in anticipation for Trump's coin as well. But we're going to have to just wait and see. I'm not too surprised by this at all. And we did again analyze exactly what's happening in our VIP group with our experienced trader. The details of why, effectively, it's because we did a breakout. We saw it rebound higher than expected. Than we anticipated. We had our zones, which we told in our VIP group, and we saw it rebound higher than expected, which was good, but we didn't break above 11 cents here. So therefore, as we didn't, we're going to probably see it come back a little bit further and then reach the zone we predicted. And then if it does form that higher low that we've highlighted in our community, we'll probably see it reattempt again to break above this. If it does break above this, then that'll be a very, very strong push out as well. I am expecting right now some kind of consolidation or maybe corrections in the first bit of May, and then going to the latter half of May, last week of May, we'll start seeing a significant rally for alts. What's up, Art Zero? Who's doing very, very well. What's up, Jay? Most miners in my circle keep saying Casper is not going to make it in the next bear market. Not beginners with old G's. I really hope they are wrong, but the price action is weird. I'm not particularly worried about it at all. I mean, again, I know the miners pick up the project right now, and I cannot attest to the mining personally because I don't do that, but from where I stand, I'm not particularly worried about Casper at all. I think it's going to do extremely well. The aggressive emission schedules do cause a problem, but we have to remember again is that while the aggressive emission schedules means mining Casper's going to be less worthwhile, should Casper get the adoption, which I'm hoping and believing it will do, the miners will be mining Casper not for getting Casper reward, but for getting rewards from the transaction and gas fees. And then Casper will just be an additive bonus to that. And with the level of adoption we're about to see, which is going to be highlighted in this document here, the level of adoption we're about to see, how influential DeFi and blockchain is going to be, and how you've got institutions like State Street even talking about it, which is a huge deal. We're going to see a lot more adoption in this crypto space going forward. And for me, Casper's going to be one of them. Because remember, again, we've got the KII. It's... I guess it's a far cry away from being like BlackRock, but it's an institutionalized initiative that's got partnerships to PwC, to Shell, to DHL, to Hyundai, like Bosch, Eon, Siemens, like so many massive corporations, and they're going to be able to launch their institutionalized products and projects with Casper on ZK opcode release, which is coming out this cycle as well. So I'm not for a moment worried about Casper's price action in the long term, and even in the immediate short term. We might see some pullbacks, but even this cycle still could be very, very good. And I don't think Casper's going to necessarily struggle in the bear cycle. I really don't. But again, people have their own predictions, whatnot, and I understand that mining's not profitable right now. We'll just have to wait and see ultimately. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm still very, very optimistic. I think the uncompetitive miners have been doing a lot of crying lately, bored of hearing it really. I mean, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there, realistically. Again, nobody has the answers. I like to think I've got a lot of insight based on the research and information that I provide in these daily streams, and equally the ones I provide in more detail to the VIP group here as well. But even then, I'm not a messiah by any means. I'm only human. I do research like hopefully everybody else does here, and I make my own thesis and predictions based off this research. And for me, my research tells me that we don't have to be worried about it. We'll see pullbacks as we always do, but inevitably we're going to be fine. And in fact, one thing I'm going to talk about in my video later, there's 5 altcoins that I think I do very, very well in this immediate short term. I do believe we're going to see a pullback very, very soon, with Bitcoin also losing 96k right now. I think we're going to see a pullback, but I believe there's 5 assets that will do very, very well. One of them is Casper, because we saw with Casper and the other 4 I'm going to highlight, the launch, the Trump Liberation Day, the launch of the tariffs. We saw Casper outperform Bitcoin. Casper's one of them. We saw Sui outperform Bitcoin. The launch of Trump's tariffs, which is around here. So Sui did very, very well. We saw C, while not nearly as much, C equally did do well and outperform Bitcoin around here. Not massively, but it did still do well. So C is one I think could do very, very well. You saw Tau do fantastic. One of the bigger ones against Bitcoin on the 7th, around here. Around here even. Tau did one of the best, and then the best one, which I'll talk about as well, is Hyperliquid. Not BTC. I don't mean BTC. Okay, well I can't. That is. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, well I can't find the Hype BTC one for whatever reason, which is frustrating. Am I doing something wrong, or am I just tweaking? No, okay, I can't find it. Well, either way, I mean, Hype, I have seen Hyperliquid is one of the best ones. Hype USD BTC. Okay, well I can't seem to find exactly what the command, I guess, is to type in for it. But Hyperliquid actually only by a minimal amount, but did actually outperform Bitcoin slightly higher than Tau. So Hype done the best in that regard in this time frame. So in the video I'm going to be releasing later, I'm going to be talking about those 5 altcoins. Disclosure now, Hype is one that I think could do well, but I'm not. That's probably one I have the least amount of trust for, because there's still a lot of uncertainties with me, and I'm going to explain it why in the video. Ultimately, about how apparently the projects claim to have no VC backing, yet when you look at its chart on like CoinMarketCap, for example, look at its chart and you will see that it held up extremely well, which is very good to news. But like, how was it able to hold up this well? This is January, right? This is when you saw all the altcoins corrected here. All of them corrected here. It did start correcting eventually, but it held up very, very well initially, and then it started falling back. And even then, look how well it's holding up. So the whole element of there being no VC backing, I'm a little bit skeptical about personally. So my conviction is not 100%, it's not 10-10, but I do think Hype will be one that could again be a potential hedge and making gains and then taking it out. So I'll be talking about it in my altcoin video later on as well. But those are the 5 assets that I think are going to do very, very well based on their developments. I mean, Hype also has some staking system coming out tomorrow as well, which will be good for the project. So those are what I'll be talking about. But for me, Casper, again, miners aside, while miners pick up the project right now, the developments are going to incentivize miners to come back and bring the price action back as well. With stablecoins and that sort of stuff and smart contracts coming out soon enough, I think the narrative of the miners are going to switch soon enough as well. But we'll have to wait and see again. I've started to learn about cryptocurrency. Oh, we've got one of the XAI people coming back as well. Okay, well, I need to ban that name as well now because I've had a lot of XAI. In fact, I'll do it right now. Why not? Because I need to do that anyways. Okay, let me quickly do that one. But yeah, I've had get that quite frequently in my community. People typing about XAI. Those are scams. So I will be going to community moderation and banning that specific thing there. So now I can type in XAI, that one again. Yeah. Anyways, where was I? What's up, Andy, brother? Who's doing very, very well. 22 more caps today. Love that, brother. Keep stacking that bag. Keep doing good, son. When balance testing, we have no idea right now, my man. People speculate it's going to be in the next few days following Crescendo. I don't believe it will be. I think we need to see, again, higher volume of Casper on CoinMarketCap or in general, which, again, it's only at 57 million right now. I think you might see a higher chance following stablecoins and smart contracts, EVMs. And then, you know, a matter of time, really. They will list it. We don't know when, but I like to believe, if I'm thinking about this, like speaking aloud, I like to believe we'll see a lot of momentum in crypto starting to rally up in late half of May, going into June, going into July in particular. And then we will see, you know, Casper have all their big developments coming out around that point as well, generating more FOMO and momentum and a demand for Casper. And, you know, therefore, not much of a reason to see a pullback again following M2 as well. They're seeing, again, it starts to pick up more speed, a lot more so in July as well. Jumps up massively in July. And that could therefore incentivize Binance to list around that point where, you know, the amount of money in the economy is going to be so much higher. And by that point, you might see rate cuts as well in America. State Street, BlackRock, Vanguard, three-headed monster. Exactly. Yeah. The three biggest institutions in the world that effectively run the world from the shadows, so to speak, is BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. And State Street here, with one of their institutionalized documents, highlights what they are seeing coming with crypto. So again, if you want to have a lot more institutional insight like these alongside trade alerts, educational resources, educational videos, and even much more in there, you can check out the VIP group 7-day free trial as well, link down below in the description, also on my homepage as well. But this is, again, extremely big news. And the live we did earlier, the roundtable we did earlier, we've already reposted in the community as well. So if you joined right now for the free trial, you could equally just check out that live stream, our live stream we did earlier, and then, you know, from there. But, you know, the insight we provide there is very big, very, very big. And it, once more, is letting us know what they're looking at, how they deem stablecoins, and when we're going to see the trigger come through. To which, in that regard, we have this post here. We've got two posts here. Well, I've got a few posts. We're going to the next part of this content here for the stream is highlighting here that Bybit CEO Ben says users can soon trade stocks, indexes, gold, and oil directly on the platform by the end of this quarter, so end of June, which is very, very big news, proof that TradFi is entering crypto more and more, which is important. But this here is what I find one of the big confirmations. I'll be talking about market top indicators for me. Regulatory framework is going to be a very, very big one. The other one is this here. Major confirmation directly from SWIFT, which is the global messaging system for payments all around the world. How your money goes from your Bank of America to, you know, wherever you're sending it to, whatever it may be. SWIFT is the one who conducts that. It goes through SWIFT. They're highlighting no more delays. November 2025 is the deadline for ISO 20022 to migration. It says final and will not move. So we have the strong chance of regulatory frameworks coming out in August, which is very, very big. And then we're going to have the biggest and, you know, the backbone of our financial system switching into a blockchain level infrastructure. ISO 20022 is blockchain, is what blockchain systems, like what XRP and what is doing, what Casper with Warp Core is going to be doing, is what ISO 20022 is compliant. Swift is going to become that by November. That also could indicate a lot more capital flows into crypto and blockchain as well. So November is also going to probably be a very, very big time for crypto as well. That's potentially another market top indicator. And of course, yes, regulatory frameworks, to which in some good and bad news, good news because it gives us more time, bad news because, again, it's a bit more of a delay. Senator Ruben Gallego and 9 other senators has just issued a joint statement regarding the updated text of the Genius Stablecoin Bill Act that was released last week, saying they cannot support the bill in its current form. The group notes several concerns, including insufficient provisions on anti-money laundering, national security, and financial system safety. Notably, 4 Democrats on the list supported the bill in its original form during the Senate markup in March. Now they've changed. This is all about the political dynamics of President Trump. One Republican Senate tells him the letter comes following major media scrutiny over Trump's various crypto ventures, including the New York Times story that said that Trump's family members could profit heavily from $2 billion worth of World Liberty USD1 stablecoin being issued for an investment by the foreign fund. So it seems more so like a political play rather than actually not agreeing with the Stablecoin Bill Act, which does make sense in regards to the fact that, 4 Dems were originally supporting it and now they're anti the bill. And again, this is once more highlighting why you might be seeing a pullback right now, because the regulatory framework is deemed as a market top indicator, and right now they're being delayed or trying to be delayed. They're going to have to see if the actual bill goes through. But it's, again, this for me is going to be, and as institutions have showed us in our VIP group, this bill is where we're going to, is like, it's the firing gun. If all the big institutions, the JP Morgans, the Merrill Lynches, the Wells Fargos, the UBSs, the State Streets are all standing on the start line right now. They're waiting for the firing gun, being regulatory frameworks, to go off before they start allocating and sizing in their trillions of dollars of capital into crypto. Not all at once, of course, but significant amounts and quite quickly as well. And then it's going to accelerate more and more as this framework starts to take shape and mold a bit more. As DD highlighted, yes, hello gang, we are extremely early, no doubt. We are very, very early indeed. And it's also what's quite interesting, as Justin highlights here, is Klaus Schwab, who is the World Economic Forum head. He recently stepped down. Even now, Warren Buffett announced just a day or two ago that he's now stepping down. So we're even seeing the kind of the leaders of the TradFi world also, stepping out of the way, which is interesting as well. Maybe it's by design, maybe it's just coincidence. Again, we can't really determine. Warren Buffett has had over 55 years as the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. He's the longest standing CEO of any S&P 500 company. So, him stepping down is a very, very big deal. And he also mentioned, which I did see a post about it, that apparently he stated that holding dollars is unwise, should be holding multiple currencies, which, you could take that as he's now talking about crypto, which is interesting because he's being very, very anti-crypto. But again, that's speculative in that regard. We don't know what he's talking about. I think people are saying he's talking about Japanese yen maybe. I have to look more into that. But we are seeing a significant shift going on right now, institutional confirmation from the big bucks, people who run the world, about what's happening, what we should be looking at, how crypto is one of, if not the most promising investment opportunity, best risk-adjusted returns in the next 3 years, how early we are. That's why I'm still not worried about Casper. People saying the mining might be a problem, which again, I'm not in that space, so I cannot attest to that. But I'm not worried about it because what people aren't taking into account to, for the most part, is the institutional adoption. What it's going to mean for the growth of this space in such a short time frame. How there's an actual possibility we don't go into a typical bear market. You might see a small pullback or a pullback of maybe 50% or so. I'm playing reaction to the markets. I'll be taking profits and DCing back in later on. But I am under the impression more and more now, as I'm researching every single day and providing information to the VIPs, that the typical correction we see in crypto of 80% from bull to bear, it may very well not be the same going forward this time around as well. Again, that's not confirmation, that's speculative, but the sources are telling us time and time again, with the fact that we're seeing institutional adoption here for the first time ever, we could see a massive blow off top this cycle potentially, and then when it corrects back down, if they've just got in, let's just say a lot of institutions get in at maybe 100k Bitcoin or 110k Bitcoin here, and they make up a 50% gain, which is more than they normally get in the stock market. That's very, very big. Are they going to want to then, have a correction of 70%? No, not necessarily, maybe. But with everything jumping on crypto, with stocks and bonds, and everything else jumping on crypto technology, there's a real growing possibility that the correction we see, instead of it being the typical 70-80%, it may be less, maybe only be 50 this time around. Because the stock market only corrects 30 for bull to bear. So with everything jumping on crypto, at least for this transition period, it may not be as much, and then it's going to be even less so as more capital flows into the market very quickly. More ETFs are issued, more IPOs happen, more acquisitions are happening, everyone starts building crypto infrastructure. The best return for the next 3 years, that's going into the bear cycle. So you'll see people taking profit, institutions as well, I'm sure, but again, it's just me highlighting the significant amount of belief institutional, the smart money, people who control the world have in crypto, and how we are the ones here before them, and therefore have a bigger opportunity to capitalize on this if we play reactionary and keep learning more. To which, if you want to stay up with the game and keep learning more, alongside much more information, again, the VIP was available for all of you down below in the description, homepage as well. 7-day free trial. We are building the space more and more, trying to understand more about the sector and stay ahead of the game. I can attest, due to the people in there as well, that the trading education being provided from C Crypto has brought their conviction and confidence back to the space and been getting into trading as well. A space that people are very hesitant on because it provided more insight as well, which again is a testament to what we provide. And one other document I want to highlight actually real quickly, which is, I'm going to do it, trying to load it up right now. I didn't preload it unfortunately, but it's something I do have, is highlighting that there's a high net worth individual. Right here it is. Cyprus highlights here, high net worth individuals are getting charged $21,000 to learn about the wealth transition. You know? So that's huge, right? You're seeing even more massive people, like massive high net worth individuals talking about the great wealth transfer happening right here now. They're charging 21k. So I'm only highlighting that in comparison to right now the $50 that it costs. And I'm not telling you to sign up. Obviously, I wouldn't mind it, and I think provide a lot more in there. You can learn a lot more in there, but it's highlighting once more. You're going to see more and more of the TradFi space starting to come into the space, offering, offering a absolute like extortion amount of money to teach you what effectively I'm helping and trying to teach in that VIP, and even in these daily streams as well, which I'm doing for free. And I'm thankful you guys are tuning in every single day, and even just tuning in and just watching this channel. Like, you guys are insane, and I thank you so much. And then I'm trying to teach even more so about the significance in this group as well for £50 a month, and you can use one for a week for free. So again, we're seeing big money now taking a real notice and action to try and teach about the space. So that is ultimately what I'm effectively trying to do as well. And yeah, everything is telling me right now that while pullbacks are expected and while there's going to be more crisis ahead of us, the actual long term for these assets are unbelievably undervalued, and we're going to be going much higher from here. I think Casper's going to do extremely well from here. I think it can still exceed expectations. You know, we've got a lot more coming into the space. Stablecoin's going to be huge, all stuff as well. And again, we're seeing the shift in the TradFi sector. Delays happening, but the market top indicators are still on the horizon. So we have a lot more room left in the cycle, I believe, and that can give Casper more time, therefore, to get the demand and adoption following its big developments and take off as well. What's up, Buffalo? Buffalo's doing very, very well. Nacho 10k NFT minted out last night. May is going to be exciting for Casper. Oh yeah, I saw that as well actually on Nacho's page. They had a 10k NFT mint, and that was, huge for them. So do you get involved in that? And then congrats to you guys, definitely. And I do think May's going to be very, very big. I do expect, again, for the most part, to see some pullbacks as we're in a Bitcoin dominant market, and Bitcoin seems to be losing its 96k level of support. I suspect we might see Bitcoin come back to 90k or so, maybe. Depends. Have to wait and see how the market reacts. It could be 9k, it could be 86k. We have to wait and see. I'm looking at my zones right now. I've got around 88, 90k, got even around 83k worst case, but I like to believe that this has been the bottom for Bitcoin, and we're going to start seeing this push upwards now and push it to all-time highs. June, I think we'll see it coming in June. I think we'll start seeing a good recovery end of May, especially if the FOMC meeting is hawkish. People are going to be anticipating June being a better time as well, and rallying up therefore as well. And I think Casper again is going to see some pullbacks following Bitcoin dominance, and then seeing a big rally, hopefully finishing a little bit higher, being more bullish therefore into the latter half of May, and then going even more parabolic in June. Again, highlighting the M2 supply, while not again a absolute 100% accurate indicator, still a good one. And it highlights here, the sort of, if Casper was to follow it strictly, which is not, of course, but if it does follow it strictly, we'll start seeing it rally up, going into like end of May around 15 cents or so, 13, 15 cents, and then see it take to all-time highs in the early to mid part of June. And then see rejections here, which is expected. Would expect some rejections here as people take profits on Casper, and then start blowing up even higher from that as well. And then you have the, Fed printing their own money and cutting rates as well, and that'll cause the M2 to go higher. And then you see regulatory frameworks coming through to send crypto even higher as well. There's so many more catalysts coming, so many. So yes, Buffalo says, if you enjoy these streams, as always, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more, because we are extremely early, and what is coming is bigger than people can actually take into account. Even what we're covering in the VIP group, again, it's so much bigger than we can expect. And even then, we're still trying to understand the sort of cap. We're talking about these high numbers, like trillions of dollars of capital. Can anyone actually envision what trillions of dollars look like? Because I'm expecting trillions to come in the cycle. Right now, we're at 3 trillion market cap. You know, in total market, more or less 3 trillion. Seeing this potentially 2x is going to look insane on a market for that's still so undervalued and so early. We're here for institutions for the first time in history. We are truly, truly blessed. Buy price action seems like no one excited about tomorrow. I mean, I've highlighted once more that 10 BPS is not a price pumper. It is not. It's a foundation building block, and we're no longer in a FOMO-driven market. It's not smart contracts. It's not stablecoins. Those factors have a higher chance of driving a lot more demand and adoption to Casper because those are actual use case applications for Casper. 10 BPS allows those products to be built on Casper, but it's just a foundation building block. So I don't think it's a case of, and people are excited about tomorrow. But price action right now, we're seeing macro weighing into the market. We're seeing Bitcoin dominance take a toll on the market. You know, I've been saying it for months. 10 BPS is not a price pumper. It's a foundation building block. You'll see a higher chance of price pumping following the actual adoption on the platform and dApps building on the platform and start smart contracts and stablecoins coming on the layer 1. That will generate more FOMO. Right now, this is just saying, oh yeah, Casper's now going to be theoretically 10 times faster. It still hasn't got the adoption yet. You know, as highlighted again here. The upcoming trader hard fork is not saying that Casper is going to process 3,000 transactions per second straight away. It's just saying it is capable of doing that. But you have to wait for the adoption to come through first. That's going to generate the price. We need to wait for that first. We have to see more dApps building on Casper first. What he's talking about is Altcoin. What is he talking? Altcoin past this? I have no idea. I'll buy in at $5. Sure. You're talking about Casper, then yeah, buy whenever you want. It doesn't bother me again. You can buy what you want. I'm not bothered. I'm just highlighting what's coming to the space. I'm excited for tomorrow, but we might have to wait. June is going to be good for us. I agree. I think late May, June's going to be big for us. June, isn't this Casper ski? Is this going to be used in the USA or in Israel? It's going to be used worldwide. It's a centralized stateless infrastructure. Currency is going to ideally be used everywhere. The KRI are going to get Casper used in the Middle East. KRI have already confirmed that with the ZETX exchange, Casper is going to be utilized, powered by Casper. ZETX is going to be utilized in the Middle East. So Casper is going to be utilized there, definitely. That's confirmed. You know? So, yeah, it will be. Watching in stealth mode, as you should be, Falco. Welcome back, brother. You're doing very, very well. And Casper, you too, brother. Hope you're doing very well as well. Casper, 80 cents. I don't see why not. Just below, around what I say, about 20 billion market cap. Doesn't sound too, outlandish. I think even that might be a bit bearish. We'll have to wait and see, though. Just hoping for an incident-free launch of 10 BPS. Any fuck-ups here will hurt us badly. And yes, yeah, I mean, that's the one benefit. Casper have been taking such a diligent long time releasing this, that we're hopeful and optimistic there's going to be no delays and again, touch wood, there's no issues with the launch. If there's no issues, then yeah, smooth sailing. If there are issues, which we have to pray there aren't, then if there are issues, then that could definitely hinder the price massively. I don't think it'd kill the project. It wouldn't kill the project. It'd be a mishap, but I'm sure they'll be able to fix it quite quickly. But the fact of the matter is that 10 BPS has been running on testnet for over a month now. I don't even know how long, for a long, long time, and it's had no issues to date on the testnet. Not a single issue. So it shouldn't, by logic, therefore, there shouldn't be any problems getting it on the mainnet either. We'll find out tomorrow, though. Again, we're about 19 hours out now from the activation. Who says you this, Arzo? I'm mine a top 4 and don't think so at all. Casper the future. I mean, again, it's a matter of perspective, right? Different communities have different mindsets. Some people think that Casper's going to do badly. It's not going to be possible mining. I saw Art0 posted a video in our community earlier about, I can't remember who it was about. Someone mentioned about how, something about mining being unprofitable, and you go down the list for other, the lower cap mining assets as the cycle continues. And it makes sense. I didn't watch the whole thing through, but Again, we'll have to wait and see. One thing that it was talking about, again, with mining, one thing that is very, very often just forgotten about is that we're in a different cycle. The fact that we've got institution here for the first time. People are treating the cycle as we're at the market top. We're not. We're not the market top, nowhere near. I still see quite a possibility of seeing a 2x from here in the crypto market cap, which, can correlate to a massive multiplier in altcoins, especially the good ones. I think Casper outperforming Bitcoin last month, for this, short term as well, Casper equally going to continue outperforming Bitcoin as well, and might do a continuous rally. No, theoretically speaking, again, you'll be pullbacks, but a continuous rally going from here as well. And yeah, again, a lot of people in this community do mind this stuff. People are, again, conflicted. Some people say it's done for, some people are saying it's fine. I'm not a miner, so I cannot attest to this side of the community, but I'm hopeful. And from what I've heard from both sides of things, people for the most part seem to be more optimistic and fine with Casper. They're still mining it despite the lacking of, money being made, profit being made. Yeah, since 2020 didn't stop. What's XAI? XAI Wing Hong is scams. It's very big scams. I get it in my community. If you go on my channel and look at any of my videos, are quite consistently, and I do as I can do. But if you like, I'm not going to show you because it would actually get me banned. But if you saw my community banned words, if you saw my YouTube studio, my banned words, I have like 20 different XAI deviations. In fact, I could just even read some of them out right now. I'm not going to show, of course, because that will get me banned. But you've got stuff like you got XAI74Z, XAI75Z, XAI70Z. So it's literally going up every single time. But every time that happens, they get through my banned wall, and I can't stop that. I can't stop it. So I have to keep, every time I see a new one, I've got to ban it. You can't do anything about it, unfortunately. But XAI is a scam. Don't take account into it. Just trying to take it out. Yeah, just scammy rubbish. Yeah. Welcome back, Max. You're doing very, very well. May the 4th be with you indeed. Brigade tomorrow, Crescendo, yes. Star Wars Day and then Crescendo Day. Back to back. Insane stuff. Do you think we'll see selling on the 10BS release or buying upon the successful upgrade? Good question, DC. I'm unsure. I think you'll see some more optimism following, a good upgrade. But for the most part, I'm expecting Bitcoin probably to see a more or less continuous pullback. I mean, again, if I'm wrong, so be it, not financial advice, but I'm expecting to see Bitcoin see a bit of a pullback over the next, couple of days, couple of weeks or so, and therefore crypto to follow in suit. 10% will be a big thing, of course. You might see some, alleviation of fear, therefore, and therefore a bit of a price pump. But I'm expecting to see Casper kind of go through a bit of a pullback, maybe down to here again, and then hope to see a bounce off there and go higher as well. Again, more of the actual in-depth insight and reasonings for why was covered in the VIP group in our roundtable earlier, which is with C Crypto, who is much more understanding of the market than I do. I mean, I obviously do understand the market quite well, I like to believe, but he had been doing the trading elements and the actual in-depth TA market analysis for much longer, which I do highlight that, again, fundamentals are very, very important, which is why that VIP group works so well, because he talks about the in-depth TA, and I go into fundamentals that supports his claims as well. Wild, crazy, funny videos Casper tomorrow. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely insane. Looking forward to it. Welcome back, brother. You're doing very, very well. Yo, I'm late. Only just over 9 hours to go. Very exciting day. Future for Casper. Yes, Casper is counting down the time right now. We are very, very close to seeing history in the making. That's when we see the release of 10 BPS. Very, very close indeed. I agree. I think bull markets will get less dramatic, as will bear markets as the market matures. Exactly. I mean, this market, again, what we are witnessing, as highlighted in this document and in a lot more institutional insights, again, available in the VIP group, is we are seeing all the money, everything, from the real estate market, stock market, bonds market, everything, being tokenized on blockchain. Everything's going to crypto. Meaning you're going to see more capital in the space, meaning you're going to see a higher market cap in the whole space, and therefore you're going to see the amount of, you'll see, technically speaking, more money coming in and out, but the actual percentage corrections will be less so. If you're seeing a 20% correction, you're seeing like Bitcoin again, like Bitcoin's got a almost $2 trillion market cap. This here, is a rally up from 7th of April here, it's a 30% gain. Insane. Casper in a similar time frame did 100%. It did a 4x more than that. Did 4x, also more than that. Or 3 to 4x more than that. because it's got a smaller market cap. So it's simple maths. Smaller market cap means more volatility, but the higher the market gets, the more it matures, you'll see a less dramatic correction. That's why Bitcoin, when it's going through its ridiculous multipliers from bear to bull in the years, we're seeing it continue. We're starting to see it diminish more. So that you see as you go even back to the 2017 one, you can get multipliers of over 12x. Last one was only a 7x from absolute bit bottom to absolute top. I mean, that's not exactly correct. They're more so like here. And even right now, you're looking at from what you take it from here. Technically, you're seeing and again, it could go a lot higher, but you're seeing it shrink. But you're seeing more capital flow into the market. So yeah, we'll see less correction. And again, that's why I believe you might not see as significant pullback, because again, they're talking about how it is the biggest and best risk-adjusted returns, and it's saying risk-adjusted as well. It's highlighting effectively, indirectly, that we're seeing a lot of risk in the economy right now, and to adjust to the risk of the economy deteriorating, Casper is one of the best ones to hold right now. Well, Casper is, of course, in my opinion, but crypto is one of the best to hold right now in the next 3 years. So yeah, huge news. GG Nacho, yes, Nacho again did very well that minting right now. I mean, Crescendo again is still struggling and taking off significantly, but that'll come in due time. I'm very convinced in that regard. Holders as well, still staying strong. 523,719. We're seeing still growing more. Seeing a lot of inflows in the big wallet today, which is very, very reassuring to see as well. Hash rate staying at 1 extra hash still right now. I'm sure we'll see it take off with more miners coming out in a matter of time, with more dApps being built as well, more adoption as well coming through. And yes, we can see when my Casper wants to actually work, almost 100%, 99.5. Yeah, it's effectively 100% right now. Everyone's now on the new Rusty node. We are looking very, very strong. We're seeing all the Crescendo transactions coming through right now. Insane stuff. 2 years, finally, Dolphin, hit the like. Love to hear that, brother. Keep going. Man, do in a snuggie. That is an interesting name. But yeah, I love that, brother. Keep stacking that bag. Love to hear it. NFTs, what year is it? I mean, NFTs are going to get use case going forward. That's also something that we do cover, not in much detail, but still in this institutional, in the VIP group here, we cover how NFTs equally are going to be a very, it's going to be all applications of crypto is going to grow more and more, and NFTs will get more use case as well. NFTs, memes are the NFTs of the last cycle, but NFTs are still going to get use case going forward. And I might see more value in them with everything going tokenized as well. They do produce crypto money rewards, well, there you go as well. I expect the opposite, a market crash and a real bear market. I haven't forgotten 2008, and I'm preparing for the worst. We'll see, but I'll take my process depending on the market. I mean, again, I'm predicting not a significant crash, but we are seeing also more and more crisis level events happening. Swift went down recently as well, which was a problem. You're seeing, blackouts in like the parts of it was Portugal and Spain, equally in parts in France and Belgium, and it even talked about it potentially happening in the UK as well, which God forbid, I hope not. So you're going to see more crisis happening, so definitely going to see potentially a significant crash. I'm not highlighting it's not possible. That's why, again, I'm highlighting we are playing reactionary to the markets. I've been saying it time and time again. I can make predictions, which I try to steer clear from making too much outlandish predictions, because again, it could be deemed as damaging for the thought process of other people. I want to help you try and think for yourself. Again, what we try and teach in the VIP group as well. But if we're playing reaction to the market, if we see a big pullback and a big crash, then cool, we take out. We start back in at the bottom, because inevitably crypto is just going to be the future. That's how I believe it. So you get mining, crypto mining rewards. You get all 9. Okay, well there you go. Good to know. Thank you very much, Adam, brother. My Sky monthly bill is about $1 trillion. I mean, yeah, Sky is ridiculous. I don't even use Sky anymore. I can't use that stuff. I don't even watch TV anymore, actually. I just do the thing that's definitely legal. Can Casper replace Visa? Well, it's an interesting topic, because Visa right now, they're launching stablecoins as well. So they're trying to tap into the space. I think Visa when I say it'll become obsolete, I mean it's going to merge with other crypto techs. And, based on how early we are right now, and again, we're still lacking, there's still so much, it's tough to say who's going to replace what right now. There's no confirmation of anything right now. But by design, Casper theoretically can replace Visa. It's got a lot more dollars coming through, and equally in our VIP group, we covered one of the documents from the Rothschild family. And the Rothschild family indicated how big stablecoins are as well, and how much bigger it is than Visa. So with that information there, that could support the claim that yes, Casper could potentially replace Visa going forward. Jesse AI says 16 cents this month, and August FOMC meeting is timed with smart contracts. I mean, I again, if we're basing it on the M2 supply and other factors, and 10 BS coming out, all that sort of stuff as well, then we could very well see, you know, if it got end of May, does have it around 16 cents. So maybe Jesse AI is basing it off that as well. I don't know what he's basing it off, but end of May does seem to have it. So you can't see because of that there. You can see at the bottom down here, end of May has it around 16 cents. So if Casper follows that diligently, then yes, that's possible. We'll have to wait and see, of course. But I am optimistic we'll see Casper still make, by the end of the month, still a green month for Casper that we saw in April. And then it will explode following in June and July. And then August, timed with the regulatory frameworks as well that will be implemented, plus smart contracts for Casper, it could be explosive. How much higher, again, that is to be determined. Everyone can make their own predictions, but I'm very optimistic. How much higher? Yeah, again, let's wait and see. What's up, Free Breaker Bro, again? But yeah, welcome back, brother. You're doing very, very well. Big, what's the alpha? The alpha is this document here, which I shared already with my VIPs earlier today, and shared it in this live stream today as well. From State Street, which, you know, State Street is one of the biggest, you know, financial marketing and investment management companies in the whole world. They're in the same conversation with the likes of BlackRock and Vanguard, and they're just highlighting again the significant shift we're seeing in crypto. If you want to find out what I mentioned, you can check out the playback on the stream, and equally in a lot more detail with more institutional in-depth insight and educational sources of videos and you know, market structure and whatnot. Again, all this other very big benefits, check out in the VIP group. Again, links down below in the description. Also on my homepage as well, 7-day free trial. Go check that out as well. But the VIP, the alpha information highlights once more the big shift we're seeing coming to the space and why we should be very, very bullish. Do you think Casper fails crypto is cooked? I mean, yes. Fundamentally, yes. So fundamentally, yes, I do think so. Do you think? Yeah, I would say so. I would be surprised if Casper fails, truthfully. But you will see Casper try and be suppressed, I'm sure, with the smart money want to try and to suppress the innovation that is Casper. But they tried to suppress crypto, remember, and they couldn't do that. They couldn't do that at all. They tried and they couldn't. I think Casper's no different. They're trying to suppress Casper, I'm sure, but it'll be inevitable. They can't stop it. If adoption is going to get the KI, that it's going to explode. It's going to explode. Someone in your Discord is saying that he's going to come. You said he's going to come. If you're referring to the VIP group, then, I mean, they're by all means all welcome. I mean, again, it's available there. The link down below in the description, also on the homepage as well. I understand, you know, for me right now, the whole premise of what's going on in the market right now is trying to capitalize on the market while it's been struggling, learning more and training the market as well right now. And for me, what's coming very, very soon is going to be very significant. And we're trying to allocate ourselves accordingly within research we have to the main principle has been learning about what's coming to the space, but also then giving us conviction. When we're seeing a lot of FUD right now, that's building more and more for Casper and crypto as a whole. The information provided in that VIP group has the people who are in there have literally said we are no longer worried. They have no doubts whatsoever right now on what's coming to the space. Zero, because they're seeing it for themselves firsthand what's coming. These sort of documents is one of many. We're seeing podcasts as well and summits and panels from institutional investors and big money who are saying what's coming. So, you know, to learn a lot more about that sort of stuff, again, the VIP was available, 7-day free trial as well. And you can capitalize on what's coming to the space. And with the market due to have a rally as well, there'll be even more opportunities as well. Like, we'll get back into the degen trading, which is a higher risk, higher reward type thing as well. There's a lot more to come. Are we getting any smart contract or layer 2s tomorrow? To my knowledge, no. We'll get the implementation of op codes for stablecoins tomorrow, but I don't think you'll see stablecoins launch tomorrow. But we're not going to get smart contracts out tomorrow. All the infrastructure that will allow the launching of smart contracts and layer 2s and stablecoins come out tomorrow. KRP15 and op codes come out tomorrow. You won't get. I don't think you're going to get actually any of those actually launching tomorrow. But I imagine you'll see some coming out in May though. You'll see a public testnet for Casplex, I'm hoping, in May. Who timed me out for 1 hour? I didn't. Who said that? Who timed you out for an hour? What? I haven't timed you out at all. Sorry, but if that actually did happen. In Europe, you can be placed in prison for months for saying bad things online. So, you know, I mean, yeah. That's ultimately just how it goes, isn't it? Like, you've got to be very, very careful what you say in this space. That's why I try to not be... that's why the information that, you know, there's some information that I won't publish on YouTube because, again, it could, you know, it could be stuff they don't want me to say. But, of course, I do provide it in the VIP groups again. But, yeah, people are... The smart money don't want us to win. They don't. Why do you think we've been seeing such a long... That's why you think everyone's so bearish right now. They're trying to shake you out. Casper bull flag on 30-day chart. I mean, Casper, again, I'm expecting to see a massive rally in due time, John, though. I really am. This month. And yet months to follow as well. Clear few days bearish. Dodge RSI clearly indicates it. And then the very top oversold, RSI goes down in MACD, will surely follow. And yeah, I mean, even TA side of things, that sort of stuff, again, does highlight that what we've been highlighting in the VIP and equally in the stream, that we'll see a bit of a pullback still. But I feel like, again, going towards the end of May, we'll start seeing it rally up and go up higher as well, following all the other stuff coming out for Casper, smart contracts, stablecoins, that stuff as well. If you get stablecoins coming out very, very soon, like if we see, because opcos are coming out tomorrow, if stablecoins coming out in this month, that could be a very big price driver potentially. They are trying to incorporate, they are trying to incorporate everything. You know, Visa trying to incorporate into all parts of crypto, equally with Tangem as well. Tangem has a Visa coming out. Don't know if they are using Casper only, but you can pay with crypto. What I did see, and again, this is a partly speculative post, but also confirmation that apparently Tangem will be running on Casper rails in the future, which therefore means the Tangem Pay, therefore the Visa thing, will be coming on Casper rails as well. So Visa will be running on Casper. I want Tangent Visa so bad. Hey, in due time. I'm sure we'll see it very soon. If I pay with a card that allows me to pay in crypto, does that avoid the tax? Because technically I haven't disposed of the crypto like conversion to stables or fiat will constitute. Very, very good question. Very good question. Right now, I would... Oh, that's a very good question. I think you're going to see regulators coming out that will make you pay tax for it. I can't say for sure right now what would happen. I really, really don't know, because I haven't paid anything in crypto. You know, I haven't paid for any service in crypto. I've not bought a coffee or anything like that with crypto right now, so I don't know for sure. If you can get away with that right now, in the future, definitely not, because they're going to try and make money. If you're going to try and tax you for that stuff, anyways. I have not bought in weeks. I feel sick. Hey, that Casper fever's getting to you, I'm sure. Yes, EU first one. Yeah, I know. EU actually getting ahead of the game. It's crazy. Yeah, I do agree with you, DC, there as well, Adam. Yeah, I think you'll see a good opportunity next week or so. Yeah, with that being said, that will be it for today's Casper and Crypto Daily live stream. If you enjoyed, as always, please feel free to leave a like, help it more than you know, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. We have a lot more coming to this space. On the horizon of digital assets, we are extremely busy. We are at an inflection point right now. There's a lot more to come. If you want to find out more insight, check out the VIP group again. Offer a lot more in there. Link down below in the description, also on the homepage as well. Or equally, just want to have a place to chill, chat, and learn more about crypto in a more passive sense, then check out the free community again. Link down below in the description, also homepage as well. If you enjoyed, leave a like, share, subscribe for more. Have a great day, good evening, and good night. And I'll see you all in the next one.